158. Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Got another retired number for you. Finally got it right. It's been the bane of my existence tonight. Anyways, I am going through the easier ones a lot quicker than I am the ones that require a story, because those ones will take a little bit more time to write. And I am burning through Toronto as quickly as I can. You got to remember, they have 13 numbers retired among 19 players, and I'm on number 2. I got a ways to go. But either way, before I begin, early disclaimer, I'll try and keep the 50 mission cap references to an absolute minimum. If I can help it, there won't be any. Having said that, talk about number 5, Bill Barilko. So Barilko's career with Toronto began after a call-up in 1947, February of 47 to be more precise, when he got a call-up from the PCHL. He was playing for the Hollywood Wolves at the time. But it didn't really seem to make too much of a difference after this. In his 18 games to finish the 46-47 season, 3 goals, 7 assists, and 10 points. And a trip to the playoffs, and a trip to the Cup against Montreal. So the playoffs guaranteed him 11 games, with 3 assists and 18 penalty minutes to help Toronto win the Cup. And he got a shot to play in the All-Star game, because at the time, the All-Star game was the Cup champs against the NHL All-Stars. And from that point on, he didn't look back. But initially, when he was called up, he wore the number 21. It wasn't until 47-48 they changed to number 19. I know we're getting completely off the title, right? Hear me out. I'm not done. 47-48, 14 points, but 147 penalty minutes. So he's definitely your shutdown defenseman, and he's a grinder to boot. In 9 playoff games and a Stanley Cup Finals trip against Detroit, 17 penalty minutes and 1 goal. So is it really worth counting the points at this point, or just going to the penalty minutes? 48-49, nothing special, 9 points, 95 minutes. But another Stanley Cup against Detroit. For a 950 season, he kind of saw some increase in his points, 17 points, and he mellowed out. Only 85 penalty minutes. But no Stanley Cup. You win some, you lose some, right? And of course, 50-51, the season he's known most for. Not his regular season, because his regular season was only 12 points. 6 goals, 6 assists, 96 penalty minutes. It's that overtime game against Montreal in 1951. You know the one I'm talking about. The one on the Pro Set card? That one? That was his overtime winner. That was where I forgot to mention at the beginning of the season, he switched to number 5. That's where the number 5 comes in. That was his last ever goal. But the Leafs won the Cup. Of course they did. So he got another Cup ring and got his name on the Cup. Or so we thought. So on August 26th, 1951, some 4 months and a couple of days after Toronto won the Cup, Barilko went on a fishing trip. On the way back, the plane was lost sight of. The wreckage of that plane wasn't discovered until June 6th, 1962. And yes, the Maple Leafs did win the Cup a couple months before this. For the longest time, there was a talk of a Barilko curse. And there's reasons behind that crash that I'm not going to get into, because that's more of a true, this story happened kind of thing, but there were no survivors. So ultimately, Barilko had died. And on October 17th, 1992, some almost 60 years after the fact, they finally retired number 5. Now, Toronto has this tradition, or had this tradition, they changed that, obviously, where if it wasn't a career-threatening injury, or the player didn't pass away, as a Maple Leaf, they wouldn't retire their number. They'd honor their great numbers, but with their centennial, they changed that. Barilko, like I said, was for the longest time only the second guy to have his number retired in Toronto. So, some food for thought, I guess, on that one. But that's the story behind number 5 in the rafters in Toronto. So that was 158. Trevs Hockey Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're right here. It means you helped me make it through. So we're helping each other out. That's a good thing. But since you're here, give me a thumbs up. It's a little red button. You know what I want. You know subscribing makes you feel good, so do it. If you know you want it. All my socials in the description down below. Moving forward, we'll see if I have any more division prediction videos to make tomorrow, but that's tomorrow, so I'll worry about that then. So either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.